Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Jumpstart. My name is Jason Meyer, and this morning we got a good show. We're going to be covering all kinds of things. We're going to start out looking at a couple of an exercise, then we'll look at a start of a painting, we're going to look at a redesign, and then we're going to look at a painting where we're stuck. So it'll go Barbara first, and then we'll do Sue after Barbara, and we'll finish the show with Susan. So, looks like Susan's already here. Good morning, Susan. And Mr. Tom. Good morning, Tom. I got to see the North Lights studio yesterday, not to make you guys jealous, but it is still standing and in good condition, so as soon as you can, if you have not, get that vaccine so we can get into that studio and do some painting together. I could feel it. I'm anxious to make that happen. So the woman behind it all, she's the one that makes it all happen. Miss Cindy, good to see her there. And Miss Sue Nash, good morning, Sue. So you'll be up second. It'll be the third thing today, but you'll be up second person today, Sue. We'll take a look at your redesign. Okay, what do we have going on for announcements? This is Tuesday morning, so that means tonight we'll have Sketch Club at 7 o'clock on Facebook, Meyer Studio page. If you're unable to, or if you don't have Facebook account or you don't do that, after the live show, we do post that right here on YouTube. So that'll be uploaded. Usually it takes about a half an hour, 45 minutes after the show for it to get uploaded. So about 8:30 tonight, you'll be able to find that on YouTube, and that'll stay for a while. And then Wednesday night, we have the start of our Procreate class, an introduction to Procreate. So if you're new to the program or you want to jump into it, this is a great way to go before 4 Wednesday evenings from 7 to 8. Okay, and in the meantime, tomorrow morning and Thursday morning, we'll meet right back here for this same show, Morning Jump Start. So if you've got more work, get it into me and we'll take a look at it. Rini, if you're catching this, I never was able to get your photos. So if you'll send those in or we can figure out what's going on, we'll take a look at yours in the morning. All right, so are we good to go? I think we've covered it all, guys. I think we've covered it all. So let's get this thing set up. Ready to go. And so our exercise for this week was to practice tones, even tones with different values, right? And try to do the same, try to get the same even tone across, and then we want some different tones. So nice and even. Nice. So this is great, a little bit darker here in the center sometimes. And I know what's happening here is you're playing with those edges. And that's good. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay? So good, 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 good. I would like to come over here for a second and talk about this because there's a little something going on and it's important that we kind of correct this, especially considering what you're about to take on. Okay, the fish. And we're going to look at the fish as soon as we finish this. So according to the shadow, that light is coming like that. Okay? And so the one little thing that we got backwards here just a little bit is the placement of that. Because what happened is we've got this kind of on this corner here, but you have the shadow there, right? And what happens if this is the front plane and then we turn to go to the shadow, that has to be air or background, right? And there's going to be another plane up here, right, from this front plane that this is also going to go backwards, right? The highlight in this case should be here and not there. Okay, I hope that makes it. I mean, you could cheat it up here or something, but you definitely don't want it on this last corner here before we turn to go into shadow. That's going to look a little bit funky. Right? Now, if that was what was happening, so to say, if that's what was happening, then what we're going to have to do is this corner here then and then we'll turn into shadow, right? And maybe that's what you intended to do, but we've got to be a little bit careful there because things will start looking funky, right? They won't feel right. Okay, so we can talk about that more if you want to, but I feel that this is too close to the shadow. It should be more over here. Okay, so let's just put that. Let's do that and see what it looks like. So I'm just going to kind of cover the shadow up. So this will turn a little bit darker as we go over here. And then our highlight would be like right there. Okay, so I hope that helps and makes sense a little bit, but you know, the orders of those are important. Okay, otherwise you're doing great, Barbara. I love everything I see on this page. Just keep at it. Again, the purpose isn't just to do one a long time, but 5, 10, 15 minutes. Practice some tones, practice some tones, practice some tones. And if it seems like a chore at first, you should get to a stage to where it's quite enjoyable, right? Almost like just singing, right? You go around singing because it's pleasant, not because I sound good, because I enjoy doing it. So we want to work the same ways on those tones. All right, so we're gonna look at Barbara's fish. Look at Barbara's fish now. So this is something that she started, I think it's been a few months ago now, and it looks like we had to set it aside when we did our other thing, but I feel we're in pretty good shape here. We're in pretty good shape. I'm having a thunk here. Having a thunk, and I'm thinking more than anything right now, Barbara, I'm thinking about the form of the fish. Okay, maybe you've already thought about this, but let's go one at a time here. And so as I decode this, let me show you guys what I'm looking at. You know, so this guy seems like he's there, and it seems like he's getting shadowed on this side. This guy's just poking a little bit out of the water, and it seems like he's shadowed. Okay. All right, and then this guy, right, it seems like he's shadowed on this side. So really the only way that could be true is if like the sun was directly over our heads, right? Because that shadow is going from that way, that shadow's going that way, and then that shadow's. So basically if you put the light in the center, then the shadows are going to act like a radial. And it's not that you can't do that, but that might end up being a little bit tricky. A little bit tricky. And the other thing I want to do is we need to clarify this movement a little bit. All right, so it seems to me, and if I remember right, you wanted this guy jumping out of the water. Okay, so if that means then his tail is going to be just out of the water. This is going to be coming upward. Right, so we're going up. And then we have a bend. Right, so this could be going further up, or it could be going back down. So let's just say that we come out of the water, we're going up, up, up. We reach the highest point somewhere, somewhere around here. And then from here we go down. All right, so let's see what that would look like. So that's the movement, and then let's just do our old favorite of the light coming from this direction. Okay, and if you want to change it, you can. You're just going to have to kind of know your cylinders and how we change that. All right, so with those assumptions, let us... Somebody didn't layer up before they go marking all over this thing. Somebody did not layer up. All right, so let's go to another layer. And so we're going to have the light coming in from up above and down like that from that angle. We're going to have this guy coming out of the water upward here. This part of the fish is going to be the high point. And then this part of the fish will be going back down towards the water. Okay. Okay. So with that said, then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn these whole fish into cylinders. All right, so he's coming up, he's coming up, he's coming up, he's coming up, he's coming up. If we're above, that's going to be the high point. Then he's going to be going down, 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 and going down. Okay, so do you see how those marks here then show a three-dimensional model of what's happening here? And if the light is above and coming this direction, then most of this is going to be lit. But as we turn around here, let's see, how do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? Yeah, we're going to do this side because of what you have. All right, so we're going to show that this side is shadowed. And then so the shadow will get bigger as it goes around, and it'll be on that side like that. And then we got to show underneath, that would all be in shadow because that's heading down. Okay, so that would be that fish. It seems like something's wrong here. Let's see. So the sun would be coming a little bit from that side. Okay, yep. And so if it's coming from this way and he's coming up, this is going to be more kind of a half tone, not so much light. and then we'll make our most light right there. So let's see how that looks. Right, because it'll tell us if we're right or wrong. So yeah, we're gonna go light here. So let's say right, if that's getting the sun, then as this turns, it kind of get less and less and less and less. And here, so almost reversing some of that. We'll put the ball there, and I think that'll be better. That'll be better. And then, yeah. So then that would make the shadow. Right, turning under. Less here. Do that, and then we'll get the shadow on this side, the shadow on that side. All right, so then our shadow versus our light. And then here, what we want to do is this wants to go more really into a mid-tone than really the light. And I hate using mid-tone, but almost a light through air a little bit. Soften that edge. And then the other thing that's going to save us here is we've got one more, don't we? We've got one more. That highlight. Right? We can let them know exactly where that's coming from. Okay, so then on here, if the light's coming, it'd be a little more shadowed like that. And then that side would be, and this side would start to be shadowed like that. That's how we're going to get that turn there. Okay, and then, yeah, this side would be shadowed. And then here, this will have to be shadowed. Maybe more like that. All right, so our light would be here, and then as this twists over, our light's going to change the sides. Change the sides. That is bad English, but I like the sound of it. Bad English, but I like the sound of it. I wonder if an English teacher could ever stand to take a class with me. That would probably be a challenge, I would think. I would think that would be a challenge. So as we're coming under of water, then the corner right here would get that highlight. And then as it goes underwater, right, that light would just be a little bit grayer, and the deeper it goes, the grayer it could get. Right, but you could show that's all underwater just by doing that. The same on this side. So this is out of water here, so we're in light, we're in light, we're in light. And then this is underwater, so we're going to gray this off. And then where's our highlight? Our highlight, again, we need it on that right side, so it's going to be right about there. This grayness we speak of, because the water obfuscates the light. Okay, something like that. Then with the ripples in the water, I don't know that we want them white, but I'm going to do them really light here, You might have to be a little more sensitive than I'm being. But it's going to have a kind of a shadow side. But see if you can't get some of that light running like that. And I say that because I think it would be cool to have it run in there. And then for this fin here, I mean, you have that in shadow. And what'll happen is right, we can make that water transparent by letting it get a little darker. And then on this opposite side, it's going to be the opposite side of the wave. Okay, so let's go for the water. I'm going to go just a darker blue to separate it. So in this side, it's the bottom side of the wave that's the shadow. Bottom side of the wave. Bottom side of the wave. And here it's the top side. Wait a minute. Did I get that backwards? Boom, light, shadow, light, shadow. No. It's still light, shadow, light, shadow down here. And then let some of that fish cast a shadow on the water, huh? And this guy out of the water, he's going to be casting a shadow too. All right, and it looks like you've already got that there on the water, a little bit darker. Excellent. All right, I think I'm having too much fun with this. Have I gone way over time? Have I gone way over time? Right, yeah, fish are fun. Fish are fun. So I hope that helps a little bit. I hope that helps a little bit. And then, yeah, we could talk about the rest of the water and stuff afterwards. But let's try to get that form on the fish coming and going and seeing if we can't make it exciting and a little bit more lit. Okay? All right, good job, Barbara. Good job. So she started, so all I did today was talk about kind of really bringing the form to those fish to show the dynamic movement of coming up and going down and where the light is and all of that. Okay. So let's, oops. I have button problems. I have button problems. Here we go. Part of the problem is that I don't even know what I did there. Oh. I discovered something I didn't know existed, I think. But I don't know how I did it. All right, so Miss Sue had said that she joined my class some years ago because of this painting. Meaning she was working on that and wanted to finish it, and now she's coming back to it. You know, if you're a beginner or something, it sounds weird that, wait, you started years ago? How is that even possible? I don't know, but it is. It is. Hey, how come I'm not up here? I thought I looked extra cute today. I thought I looked extra cute. There we go. I don't want to rob you guys of my cuteness. Just a little bit, not too much though. We don't want too much. Okay, and then Sue, I believe, got a new iPad for Christmas. And she's got Procreate, and she's just starting off. She's going to be in the introduction class. But she got her Procreate out. And man, this is so much better already what you're thinking, Sue. Right? So I really like how you gradated the sky. Right? And you've also gradated the water with the light. And so there's a lot more focus of the light. You see? And so the sky being even, right? It's darker around the edges and lighter in the center. And the same around the water. Look how the water's a little bit darker and lighter in the center. So sometimes as we're painting, especially when we begin, we think more. And sometimes it just kind of flattens things out. I mean, think about a candy bar. Man, that was good. Well, let me have another one. Oh, yeah, that was okay, but no, let me have a third one. Oh, I'm not feeling. How about 4? How about 5? Right? And then that enthusiasm, that enjoyment of that first candy bar, by the time you're eating your 8th or 9th candy bar in a row, it's just not the feeling you're getting anymore. Okay, so proportion, quantity really matters. And I can see clearly that you've gotten that lesson. So let's start here. So I think the first thing that I would see do, Sue, let's talk about it and make some marks kind of conceptually about what we're going to do, and then I'll try to demonstrate that. How are we doing? 8:30? Excellent. I think we're in good shape. So we have our light coming. From here, right? And it's kind of radiating out, so the sky is getting a little bit darker as it goes away, and then also it's coming through here. So I like that. With the light being on this side of him, it's going to be hard to light up that side. I think if we had just kind of a rim light here maybe on that side, that's going to help out quite a bit on him. And it looks like if you have it, maybe that's water. Again, just a slight bit of rim light on some of this stuff is going to help out as well. And then the same here, if there's any light, let's make it have a rim light, but let's keep all of this dark. And here, I'm not sure what's going on here. Is that just, I like the idea of this being a bush or a tree, like we're looking from the shore through an opening. Right? Because again, what it does is it compresses this light and will make this more important. Yeah, so let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do here. Let's spend a few minutes and talk about some of this. I think you're absolutely on the right track. Now we'll talk about, what am I doing here? I'm looking for some paints. Here we go. Why don't we do, oh, that'll be fine. We're going to do that, make sure we're layered up, and here we go. Alright, so let's just take this out. We can have a sky hole or something. But we almost want to think about this as framing. And if those boats, like the end of both of those boats are real important, then we'll just have to resize or something. Because that, this could just go kind of like that. Doesn't have to go all the way over, and then you could shrink that boat or something. If you needed this information there. Okay? Otherwise, I think it's a good idea to kind of, because what we're doing here is we're holding in our light. And then we can let that dark maybe go right with the boats there, right? And make the boats just a little bit weaker in value. And I think these are the, so that's going to be negative shape in there. Is that what's happening? I'm not sure on the structure of these boats. These may be the tying into that, or I don't know, to be honest with you. So don't reshape these boats, but just take that value as it is. So, and then in the distance, what we want to do is we want to make sure that this is quite a bit less. So any dark back here, make that less. And sometimes it's hard to see that it's enough less until you make it kind of flat enough. And then what I would think is I would want that water. I'd want that water just to sneak. I mean, almost be silent. Almost be silent next to that green. And then even over here. Get some of this water. Quiet. Okay? And then maybe it starts lightening up slightly, but we don't want to give it that much because we want to hold out for the center. Hold out for the center. All right, just a little bit less. Less, right? You see how I'm doing these in steps? And maybe the steps aren't big enough. I don't know. But I still want to do them in steps. That doesn't seem like that was enough of a step to me. Here we go. There we go. Okay, can you already see that drama building a little bit? By kind of holding those dark values closer together, right? And then, maybe from here in the sky, where is this? So let's see if maybe slightly, again, and then maybe this sky. Ooh, that's too colorful. That is too colorful. I still think that's too colorful. But you see how it's a bit darker? Right? And then give it that radial design because this is how glow looks. And then what would happen? We'd get lighter as we come close. Ooh, what in tarnation? What in tarnation happened? You could give it a couple of steps. And then it'll start warming up. And I may be way too cool here. I may be way too cool. Right, and at some point it's going to start too dark. Turn a little bit warm. And look, is that color? No. But what if I just kind of mush them together here? Oh, you can do that? I had a teacher that used to say, lie, cheat, or still, I don't care. Just give me a good painting. So, man, if it gets you a good painting. All right, so that was a little rough. I think we might have to go through some of this. I don't know. All right, then we gotta get over to the wall. We gotta start warming up, yo. Start warming up. All right, and I'm being too sloppy here. I don't think I'm doing a very good job. So this feels better. That feels like a warm gray. There we go. Here we go. Now we're building. All right, so you probably don't want to copy what I'm doing here, because this is looking pretty nasty. Looking pretty nasty, but I hope you're getting the sense of what's happening here. I'll get closer in here. Might have the sun. Oof. Warmer at the horizon. Bake them some cookies. Be a good neighbor. And make sure everybody gets along. Now again, like I said, my colors and stuff are weak, but you see we want that glow in the sky. We need that glow in the sky. We might have to have a couple more steps there, huh? A couple more steps. And of course, a lot of this is going to be skipping along right here. Make sure you get near to far in there. Grain some of that down. All right, I guess I'm in a work mode this morning, guys. I'm just kind of going to town here. Let's see. But again, I hope this is helpful. So again, this is really, really rough, but I think we might be looking for something like this, and then get that a little orange, a dark kind of, not too much, maybe even reddish. Of course, that's way too big. That's way too small. Right, and this guy towards the thing. Right, just give him, and maybe, you know, on here, like we say, that little bit of glow too. And you got it. And I know it's a fisherman and you can do the fishing pole, but just for time and stuff, this is what I get. So I hope that helps you out. I think you're absolutely on the right track. But again, the intensity of this story is going to be told in this. Now, what if you didn't want this quite as intense as I have it? Right? What if this is about a little more relaxed? Well, then what you can do is you can bring those values closer together. They don't have to be so separated. Okay? And then also, as you soften these edges and stuff, that'll all relax it. A lot of this intensity right now is coming from this real hard line between light and dark, right? You're either good or you're evil. You're with us or you're against. Man, that's pretty high intensity, right? So we don't need to be like that. All right, my friend, I hope that helps out a ton. Let's see here. Boom. Yeah. Sue did good. You're welcome, Barbara. You're welcome. You're welcome. Give those cute little kids of yours a squeeze. I love how we can explore color and procreate. Great walks. Oh, great. Great. Yeah, and so today, more than getting the color accurate, I was getting kind of the idea more accurate. And then you could play with those exact colors and see what we can come up with. All right, good job, Sue. Good job, and you are very welcome. You are welcome. So what do we have up next? How are we doing on time? Oh, dude, we are moving right along. This is good. All right, so Miss Susan. So I hope Susan's okay with me sharing a little bit, but she's worked on this really hard, and she's been working really hard, like probably a year or more now, Susan. Like, seems like most days of the week, you know, painting, drawing. And we got a little bit stuck here. We got a little bit stuck here, and she's feeling a little frustrated. So, that's very natural. It's very, and, if you're really trying to develop, you're gonna come to a place to where, you're like frustrated, mad, frustrated, angry. That's completely it just means you're invested, right? You're invested. So I spent some time looking at this, and my comment was, and I think this was the comment that may have got her, and I don't know exactly, but the comment was that this is too far forward, right? Because we read this from near to far. So, but let's think about that for a minute. Let's give this a little bit of a think. So if we really think about this problem as we're getting to the finish too early, right? So we might be able to get away with this, but I don't know, man. I don't know. But don't get too focused on that, all right? So we got a problem here. We got a problem. But does that mean that we necessarily have to take all of this out? Because to me, as I looked and studied this seemed like a pretty good placement to me. Right? I feel like that's a really good place to finish a painting. And granted, I'm not as invested in this, and it's always easier to come up with new ideas when you're not down in the trenches. So with those two thoughts, that this is too much, too soon. Okay? You don't meet somebody, say hello to them, and 7 minutes in, go, hey, would you like a joint bank account? I just feel like, too much, too soon. Okay? But that, I don't know, I feel is right on. So what can we do to keep this and nix that? Is there something that we could do to cause that to happen? Hang with me. Don't go anywhere. We got a question to answer. So, what if there's something over here on the side, off scene, casting a shadow that goes over the rabbit? Then that would mean we could put all of that into shadow. So these whites, which are, you know what a white is, right? A white is finish. So what I did was I took out the question of asking the joint bank account 7 minutes into meeting this person. And then, now, there's still no way, this guy's still, as far as the picture plane goes, he's way up close. He's way up close. And part of what we have to do is we need this thing balanced top to bottom, left to right, and near to far in that invented three-dimensional space that we've created. All right, so we've got an object near and we need some weight behind it. What in the holy heck are we gonna do? What in the holy heck are we gonna do? And unfortunately I ran out of time to find the image or an example I wanted. Or maybe not. Give me a half a second here. Give me half a second here. So, I'm looking for an idea I can kind of introduce to you. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So here's a painting with the subject, just right in the picture, right in front of the picture, right? Now the picture starts a little distant. But how did he manage to get some balance for this heavy, heavy, heavy foreground? Okay, I personally think this is overdone just a little bit. But you notice these lights in the background? Huh. Alright. Alright, so that's interesting. That's interesting. But what are we saying here? What are we saying here? So we've got a heavy foreground. Man, look at these lights in the background. All right. All right. So some things to think about. All right. Do you guys mind, since we just saw some fish, since Barbara just saw some fish, she's probably long gone by now, but I believe these were done by Derek Phoenix. All right, so it could be a very, very fun subject. All right, so you mind if I talk about me for a minute? Do you mind if I just talk about me for a minute? Let's just forget what we're doing here. Do you mind? I want to see something here. So we were out the other day and got down to Shell Beach and we got some portraits of Izzy. And we got back and, I'm cropping them and I'm looking at them. And I got this. And this is a perfect example of, look, we've got something right here in the foreground. How are we going to balance that? See this light in the background, it's not overtaking the foreground. But that's kind of interesting, huh? That's kind of interesting. Oh, now this light, these highlights, definitely more than this. Definitely more. All right, well, I was just really proud of that, so I wanted to talk about that for a minute. So now let's try to get back to work. So what's our problem here? What's our problem? Our problem is that rabbit's so close to the front of the picture plane. Okay, so we got a rabbit sitting in a martini glass in the front of a picture plane. Huh. So sometimes martini glasses can be found in bars. And a lot of times bars you're gonna have to excuse me. I'm gonna have a little fun here. Can I have a little fun? Would that be okay with you guys? Would that be okay with you guys if I had a little fun? It's been a while since I've been in a bar. It's been quite a while since I've been in a bar, but seems that I remember that they would have bookshelves and things stacked back here with lights underneath them. You know, maybe it's a solid light underneath. Or maybe these are tables in the distance. Tables in the distance with candlelight. I don't know. Are you a romantic? I don't know. Right? Or maybe that's the window to the city back there. And we see all kinds of city lights, car lights, table lights. But I think that might be a solution for us. Again, I didn't really knock it out of the park with this, did I? But the idea is not to do this for you, but to spark your imagination. Okay, and then who knows? Maybe there is a little something up here, right? A little bit of color or something. You're not going to have lights like that. But maybe there's some darker, richer tones that aren't quite. Oops. Can't draw flares on everything. Can't draw flares on everything. So I can already tell that's way too light. There, right? So we could still have a little bit things going on here and then walk back on the table. Anyway, I know I didn't really clean this up too much, but I really want you, Susan, because this month is about you guys stepping into your artistic shoes, right? So I want you to apply your solving skills. You know, maybe this is nowhere in a downtown city bar. Maybe this is on a table out in the country. Maybe there's a campfire in the background. You know, I don't know. But the idea is there's a million different things you could do, but we've got to come up with some idea of how do we add some weight to the background. I want to share one more idea with you here. I want to share one more idea with you, because I am forever telling you guys, right? When you come to my class, like one of the first things I say to you is, if you ever expect me to look you in the eye, now I don't say it like that, but come on, let's have a little fun. If you ever expect me to look you in the eye, you're gonna quit showing me the end of the tables like this. But this is a situation where maybe a little harder edge of the table could pay off. So this is what I mean is I try to give general principles, but there's always exceptions to the rule, right? We're going for beauty, and part of beauty is aesthetic balance. So no matter what your subject matter is, I want to demand from you that, okay, how beautiful can we make it? And how aesthetically balanced can we make it? Because it really can't be beautiful if it's not aesthetically balanced. Okay, and if that word's a little confusing, aesthetic balance, you'll have to tune in to another show. All right, let's see. I should see what everybody's saying here. Falling. Oh, so look, yeah, a shadow. It could be anything falling across there. Yeah, it could take that out. I love even the shadow of a martini shaker, or even the bartender or something. Absolutely. I know, little beautiful Izzy, huh? Oh, she breaks my heart. It was yesterday. I was breaking my back, bending over, giving her my thumbs as she learned to walk. Oh, you're gonna make me cry. It happens fast. It happens fast. Good. Thank you, Susan. I'm glad, because it's one thing to say the answers, but it's another thing to get you guys involved, right? And show you how you can think and you can solve these problems. You got it. You got it. Oh, we got Harvey the Rabbit. Yeah, right on. Right on. All right. Now, you guys are so much better than I am. I promise you guys are so much better than me. The only thing I've got is I'm stubborn. I was too stubborn to quit trying to figure this out and get a real job. Right? And I don't know if that's a quality that should be applauded. I don't know. But I tell you, you guys are a lot smarter than I am. You're catching on a lot quicker. So go, 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 right? Admit defeat at the hands of your student, and I will be gladly that you surpass me. All right, everybody. Well, that was a fun morning, and look, right at an hour. We're getting better and better at this, aren't we? So today we've got Sketch Club tonight. Tomorrow night, we've got our Introduction to Procreate class starting at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. If that's of something that interests you, try to get signed up today, or yeah, today would be best, tomorrow morning at the latest, and we'll get going. And in the meantime, we'll be back for Morning Jumpstart in the morning and Thursday morning. So you guys keep working on your stuff, get them turned in, and we'll see if we can't push you guys forward. All right, everybody. Much love to everybody. Appreciate your hard work. Keep adding all that beauty to the world. It needs it. It needs it. It needs it. It needs it. Oops. Sometimes these things. There we go. That's the one that was supposed to come up. Introduction starts tomorrow. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Get to work. Be beautiful. And, you know, add some beauty to the world. It's easy adding the trash, right? We all naturally add the trash. Let's balance that out with some of the beauty we're adding. All right. Have a great one, everybody. Love you guys. Bye.